want to show you an astonishing video of an encounter between one man and two police, especially one police interrogator. I'm going to let this run for a couple minutes. It's just absolutely astonishing. Take a look at this.
We just wanted to sort of come over and just say hello in the first instance, but
Sure.
also just inquire to your activities for today.
Well, I'm praying.
Just for your awareness, you are in an area which is governed by a public space protection order. I don't know if you're aware.
I am aware.
Of that public space protection
Yeah.
order. They also call it a safe zone. There are signs located in the area just to make you aware of that and the area where certain activities are prohibited.
Sure. Yes.
In terms of that, can I ask what is the nature of your prayer today?
What is the nature of that? I'm praying for my son.
I don't want to probe. I don't want to sort of ask you to elaborate on that. But
Sure.
at the same time, it would be remiss of me to sort of not mention the, like I say, the area of the activity.
Sure.
In terms of that, there is a clause within the public space protection around prayer.
Yes.
And around in terms of that disapproval around the activities at the clinic here.
Right.
As I say, whilst I don't want to probe as to the reasons you are praying for your son, it obviously is perhaps pertinent to the area that you are in, and like I said, the PSPO and legislation around that.
Well, I'm praying for my son who's deceased.
I'm very sorry to hear.
Thank you.
Okay. So, again, I'm sorry for your loss, but ultimately I have to go along the guidelines of the public space protection order.
Right.
Let's say that we are in the belief, therefore, that you are in breach of clause 4A that says about prayer and also acts of disapproval around the activities at the clinic.
I'm just standing praying.
I understand that, but the PSPO is in place for a reason. We do have to follow through on those regulations.
Imagine asking a man about his silent prayer. What did you pray? What were you thinking and feeling? What was in your secret prayer? I need to know, because the answer to that question will determine whether I arrest you and prosecute you or not. Absolutely incredible. Well, we learned about this story, even though it was from Bournemouth, UK, we learned about it through an interesting website based in Dublin, Ireland called Gript. And I read the story written by Fatima Gunning, who joins us now from Ireland near Dublin. Fatima, what a pleasure to meet you. Tell me a little bit about this story. Who is this man? He had the foresight to film the encounter with police, which I think is something everyone should do these days. Tell me and tell our viewers a little bit more about the facts of this case.
Well, hi, Ezra. Hi, everyone as well. This man is called Adam Smith Connor. He was just praying outside an abortion facility. And yeah, as you said, he did actually go to the trouble of recording the interaction. And I think we'll probably get into why he may have felt like he should be doing that as we continue to speak. But this man was praying, by his own admission, as if you need to admit to praying. He was praying outside the abortion facility. And the thoughts in his mind, which he wasn't allowed to have, were for his son Jacob, who he regrets paying to have aborted some years ago. So as we saw in the video, like the police lady, like she asks him, what were you praying for? And then he said, well, I'm praying for my deceased son. And she immediately says, oh, I don't want to pry.
But then she pries. Oh, not to pry.
But he's already
now...
been prying. It's a bizarre one. It's very, very strange. But yeah, she then like lets him know in kind of a firm way that what he's doing is not allowed under this thing. It's called PSPO. It's the Public Spaces Protection Order, where you're not allowed to think disapproving thoughts about abortion in the vicinity of an abortion clinic.
It's just incredible. You know, I think he was very savvy to record his interaction with police. First of all, I think it will be evidence that is useful at his trial to show his defense and to show the police conduct. Second of all, to be quite plain about it, I think that the police probably would have denied what they did, or maybe not. Maybe they're so brazen they wouldn't. But it's proof of what happened, and we're talking about it in the court of public opinion, not just the court of law. But I think, and I'd like your view on this, Fatima. I think that if it weren't a man named Adam Smith Connor, who is probably Christian, I think if it were a Sikh person or a Muslim person or maybe even a Jew, I think the police would not have been so brazen. What are you praying about? What are you thinking? Tell me your feelings and your beliefs. I think that the brazenness of the cop involved here was because it was a white Christian male, just in terms of the pecking order of political correctness. Am I wrong on that? Or if there were a Muslim outside an abortion clinic having a silent prayer, do you think the police would have accosted him as well?
I do think that in certain instances in the UK and Ireland, there is a perception that certain holders of certain ideologies may be treated slightly differently to Christians. I think especially, I'm chronically online because of my job, and I see things, I see criticisms being hurled at Christians, Catholics constantly that, the same person would not say that, I don't think, about somebody from a different faith. I think it's almost in a way, and I can only really speak about Ireland because this is where I live, this is where I'm from, but it seems that a lot of people are okay with bashing Christians. I have to say, you mentioned that this man is a white male. A lady called Elizabeth von Spruce was also arrested in similar circumstances in February of this year. I'm not sure if you'd heard of her,
Right.
but this lady was also just praying silently outside an abortion facility. Same story, really. Police came up to her. What are you thinking? You're not allowed to think that. You're under arrest. And then I think it was just after that, there was another person, and this man is called Father Sean Goff. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I may not be, G-O-G-H. But he was arrested for, praying outside a closed abortion facility. He had a sign that said praying for freedom of speech. And he was arrested, I think, if I'm not mistaken, for intimidating service users. So I don't know. How can you intimidate service users when the facility is not in operation? That's it's a weird question. And he was also further charged for having Unborn Lives Matter bumper sticker on his car.